Awesome, great. Welcome everyone to this, I'm gonna just close these out, to this webinar. We're calling it Turning Research Skeptics into Research Champions, and we're going to talk about watch parties. And I'm going to get very practical and kind of show you how we set up watch parties at Lookback and how we use that. We've learned that from all of our cool customers that we have researched and kind of heard from as they're using Lookback to set this up. So I'm going to show you all of that. It's going to be very practical. We're going to be able to talk in detail about different questions and stuff like that too. But before I start, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why I personally think that this is the most important problem that we're working on right now, and why I am so, and we are so obsessed with, making watch parties happen. And basically, we've been doing this for a long time now. I don't know if you're familiar with the company, if you've used it before or something like that, but we've been here for a long time, and we've been working on trying to solve a lot of problems for researchers to make your lives easier and kind of just help you do better research and have more impact on teams. And in doing that, we build some stuff, and we research, we build some stuff, we research, we build some stuff, we research, we build some stuff, and we get a lot of feedback on the stuff that we build. And it's obviously always very satisfying when we manage to solve some problem. But kind of most problems that we solve are of the type where, oh, you improved my workflow, thank you. I can now do this kind of research that I didn't used to be able to do, thank you. This is awesome. I can now talk to this participant group that I weren't able to talk to before, et cetera, et cetera. And that's always super satisfying and fun. And there's a lot of stuff left to do there. But as an industry, we've also seen a development where, when we started way back when, there weren't that many of us, and we had pretty basic problems, like record a mobile screen was pretty hard. Now, luckily, there's a lot of great companies out there, some of co-sponsoring this conference. We keep solving all of these problems all the time, and it's a good time to be alive as a researcher in terms of the tool space and stuff like that. However, there are some problems that are pretty hard to solve, and there are still pretty big problems, and that I love to be part of solving. And my favorite problem is kind of what I call the engagement problem, which is where you need to get your team and your stakeholders to engage with the research that you're doing. Because that's the whole point, obviously, that we do research not only to find out what we should be building or what we could be improving, but we do it so that we do those things, right? And getting this to happen is unfortunately still pretty hard. And a lot of customers that we talk to, and a lot of people that we talk to, research leaders, etc., are struggling in different organizations to make this happen. And I would actually say, well, organizations are struggling with making this happen. It shouldn't just be on the researcher. It's obviously in the best interest of the organization to make this happen. But what we hear with the watch parties and kind of everything that we're going to show you is that it actually does help to transform research culture, to create this engagement, to build trust in teams, to just have the whole team engage in research in a totally different way. So that's what we're hearing from customers all the time. It's like, yeah, we started doing watch parties, we started using it like this, and it's not that it just improved the workflow, it really changed the fundamental culture and kind of attitude towards research in the company. So we're very excited about that, and it's the problem that we're focusing mostly on kind of solving and improving. And it turns out that it's pretty hard to make it happen. You have to be very kind of specific about how you do it. It's not just about a watch. There's a difference between a watch party, the way that we think you should do it, and just broadcasting research on a screen somewhere. And I'll show you why. So that's why I'm excited about this. I hope that this will be kind of a great inspiration to start doing watch parties if you don't do them already, or kind of do them the Lookback way if you haven't tried that. So that's what we're doing today, and I'll jump straight in with the actual demo here. So now I'm in my Lookback dashboard. You have your projects, and in your projects you have your rounds of research and all that stuff. I'm not going to go through today how to set all of this up. If you want another demo on that, we can definitely arrange that. We'll send an email out where my colleagues can help you with that, and I host some of these too sometimes. But we're going to focus specifically on setting up a watch party. And a watch party is a place where your entire team can come in and kind of observe live research as it's happening, and but not in kind of a passive one-way communication way, but actually through a very interactive way that we're going to show you that creates a lot of cool feelings in everyone that makes them think about research and researchers in a different way. So I've set up my round of research. In this case, this is a moderated usability test that we're going to be doing. And you can do all kinds of qualitative research with Lookback, but moderated usability is a pretty popular one. So we're going to go with that. I set up my little study. I have participants joining in now that I've already recruited. And the most important part, of course, of getting a watch party started is to get your observers in there. So for this, we have the observer lobby. You set up your observer lobby for every round, and you can kind of, in this case, I'll just use an access setting so that anyone with a link can join. This is kind of, there are a couple of practical things that you need to think about with watch parties. And that is that some of the stakeholders that you really want to join aren't going to want to kind of set up a Lookback account or get any kind of tool access to it. They just want to click a link and get going. So we made that really easy. You copy this link, you send it out to people, and they kind of land in this place where it just makes sense. It kind of says what's going to happen. They can watch some past sessions if they want. You know, they can get some instructions on how to be a good observer, etc. And when the live session starts, this is where it will pop up. So I'm going to show you how that works. We've sent out the link and everything. I'm going to ask my participant now, Shali, who I hope is listening, to join the session. So there she is. Thank you, Shali. Now I'm here, I'm in my research dashboard here, and I can see that she came in here, and I can join the session. In the lobby, it's going to look like this. So you see, we don't share all of the sensitive PII here because this is more open. I can join from here if I'm an observer. That's what people are doing now. Or I can just join from this place here. I join, I start the session. I start moderating. I'm going to walk you through exactly what you're seeing now in a bit. I'm just going to get this going. And here is Shali. Hi, Shali. How's it going? There's Shali. I'm just going to mute this site for now. Great. So here's Shali. Here's the participant, Shali. Here is her screen. Here is the moderator that she's looking at. And she's going to now, because I'm kind of showing you how to set up this party, I'm not going to be a very good moderator. So Shali is going to just kind of role play a usability test like that. And she's going to be doing the test. And then you'll see, just pretend that there is a real moderator doing this. So what are you looking at? Well, you're looking at the Lookback player. This is what everyone is seeing. They're going to see everything that you see here, basically. So kind of where she's touching, what she's doing on the screen here, what she's saying, all of that stuff, any instructions that she has there, right? On my side, on this side here, I have my observer room, and you can see already now that I have some teammates that are joining in. We got Hugo here and Drew. These are both developers at Lookback, and you can see anyone that's coming in up here. We also have Russ is here, our support hero, a super cool guy that you've probably met in Intercom chat if you've chatted with Lookback before. All of this is recorded. All of this is timestamped. Just move some things out of the way. And now the watch party is going here. So they're seeing all of this, but watch party is more than just streaming something. A watch party is kind of a great experience with research where everyone who joins the watch party are able to be there. Shouldn't be this like exotic thing that you're kind of like as a tourist or something coming in and like watching research, which is this strange thing that you usually don't interact with, and then all of a sudden you're in a session. We believe that research participation as an observer should be like if you're actually there to do your job, because that's what you are there to do. So we've designed this observer experience here so that everyone can be a part of it. They can take notes, and they can like do their own personal thing. while you're here moderating and doing this thing. So the participant can't see what anyone is doing here. The participant can't hear any of this stuff. They're not disturbed by any of this stuff. They feel like they're having a conversation with me, the moderator. Me as a moderator, I'm here as a, observing this, taking notes, building rapport, doing all the things that a good moderator does. And I don't hear anyone here. I can see it, of course, and I can take questions and I can take notes and stuff like that. I can also have a note taker there. If I somehow get like overwhelmed by what's happening here, we have a nice little feature here where I can just like remove everything except if someone mentions me, so they can ask questions to the participant or something like that. And that's going to go through that filter. So the experience is kind of built for the participant has one experience, the moderator has one experience, and also nothing will happen here in terms of there will be no collisions. Sometimes if you use a video conferencing tool for this, you can get a participant kind of joining early and or one participant staying late, and then you get all of these awkward situations, or you get like stakeholders popping in like bling bling bling, stuff like that, disturbing the participant, or you get some kind of bot or something that is there all the time recording. All of this is very unnatural. We want the participant to feel super just natural, because we want to have them to have a real experience that we are observing, right? And for the other people joining the watch party, we want them to feel welcome. We want them to feel like this is their space. We want them to feel like they can start taking notes here. We want them to feel like they can just chat and have fun with their other colleagues and stuff like that. And we want them to feel like they're part of it, like they're here to actually contribute. And the way we do this is that everyone is welcome here. Everything is transparent. Everything works with filtering. So there's kind of no control from me as a moderator on this. I don't have to worry about what anyone does here. It's perfectly safe. If I don't like it, I can just filter it out later. It won't pollute my notes or anything like that. So it really is a party. Anyone can do whatever they want, and they can have fun and they can contribute. And it's just a nice space for collaboration. So what can they do? Well, anyone who joins this can take notes. You can see all the notes are timestamps. They can have threaded conversations in here already. And I can say, I can partake in that. Not spelling, interesting. And why have we built it like that? Well, because a lot of things are going to happen in a watch party. So you're here as a researcher, perhaps because you're a part of a bigger study. You're trying to find out some stuff. You're trying to build a report later. You have your own stakeholders very specifically that you're trying to provide some information to. You might have to run a bunch of these studies to make sure that you actually find some answers. So you're looking for specific things. As you're looking for specific things, though, a lot of other things are going to happen. There are going to be a lot of things that you aren't really looking for. There are going to be some things that that just kind of happen by accident as we're on our way to the part in the UI where we're going to start our study. We're going to find bugs. We're going to find a bunch of different things. All of these are captured, and all of the people that are in the watch party. And I think that's one of the reasons why watch parties are so powerful, when you get people in there who feel welcome and feel like they can actually take notes and be part of the whole experience. Is that people see different things. Like a developer will see one thing, a designer will see one thing, two developers will see two different things, and you will see one thing. And these things don't always fit into a report. So you can see here, there's a lot of lively collaboration happening already. Some of this are things that I might want to surface in my report. So I can take one of these, I can promote it to highlight. I can send it to my highlight reel that I haven't looked back after, or I can just kind of share it out in a link to whatever tool I want to share it in. Because if it's a bug, I don't need to put it in the report. I can just report it directly. And often as a researcher, I don't even have to do it, because I have a watch party, people notice it, they take care of it, right? They're already fixing this while we're talking. And of course, these threaded notes here, where we can start socializing insights right away, are very powerful for when you find something and perhaps you think it's a bug, or perhaps you think this might be something that you have discussed, a problem that you might have been concerned about. You find it and you can start socializing right away with the team. And then when you eventually send them a bug report or something like that, then they will already know what you're talking about. You know, this research won't be this thing that just produces tickets in Jira. They will have a relationship to this, right? Another thing that's pretty cool about watch parties like this is that in the cases where I'm actually doing my job as a moderator, instead of explaining a watch party to the audience, then they will see you as a researcher doing your job. And that might be the first time that they have this kind of personal experience of research. That will build trust. They will see that, hey, this is actually very hard. They realize that they would perhaps not do such a good job if they tried this themselves without some training. So it's really kind of everyone, and you see what they see, etc. So it's just like you're just having a great collaborative experience where everyone in your team can get to show off their skills and everything, and you're having it in front of the most important thing, which is a real customer experience with your product. So that's another pretty cool thing. Now, I'll say this, that the watch party is really for building engagement, finding some bugs and stuff like that, but it's not to replace any further analysis down the line. It's not going to replace reports. It shouldn't replace reports, because you need to do proper research over many things. So all of these things are just like extra stuff. But what it does is that it creates a personal relationship to the research. What we see in our research is that once people have started joining these watch parties, they're then very likely to want to join research again. They're very likely to show up to the report session, presentation session later. So this is a complementary thing to all the other stuff that you're doing. It just means that you're not going to use this as your report, but the people who were in this party are going to show up when you present your results, and they're going to ask you to do more research and stuff like that. So that's kind of the power of the watch party. All of these things are timestamped, as I said. You can do whatever you want here. You can have a note taker in here doing all of this stuff. Once you're done, you can export whatever you want from this. So you don't have to re-watch this again. This is all done before the session is even over. Most of the stuff is already done because you've had so many eyes on it. All of these things are captured. You get a sense for what caught the attention of your stakeholders. You can start making highlight reels based on that. You just apply these filters to however you want to, however you want your material to be exported from here, or how you want to work with it. You can work directly in platform with highlights and stuff like that, or you can export it even down to like CSV format. So if you do a lot of research and you want all of these timestamp things of everything that happened, then you can just export that and work with that in Excel, old school. So you have all kinds of options. So I'm just going to see in the QA if there are any questions related to this before I move on to the other thing. So great. So there's one here about Lookback in person. So yes, absolutely. I'll return to that, Dan. That's a great question, and it's definitely possible. How do participants usually respond when you disclose to them that they are being observed? Yes. So great reminder that, of course, you should, just because this is built to hide this from the participant doesn't mean that they shouldn't know. So my experience with this, and I observe a lot of research. So I see also my researchers, like in the beginning, how people respond to this. Rarely any problem whatsoever. Like, people understand. We also show to the participant that this is recorded, etc. People understand that these things will be reviewed. So I've never seen any issue there. But the difference is that once you have disclosed that and they've had a chance to react to that, then that's gone for the rest of the session. So it's like, it's not something that's in their face all the time. So that's pretty cool. It's not, you should kind of disclose it. It doesn't hurt the quality of the session, but the fact that it's not in their face all the time with all of these like pling, pling, pling as people join and everything, that's really helpful. Cool. So are there specific features or outcomes that is targeted towards stakeholders who are resistant spending time sitting through a study? So Depends a little bit on what you mean resistant, but really what we're trying to do here, and that we think has been super, like just from the research and how we observe behavior and returning stakeholders and stuff like that, is that we have it's easy to join. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. You can we have some engineers I know that kind of use this almost like a podcast, right? They kind of have it on in the background. They hear something, they jump in. We also have these I can ping in people here, right? So I can say, Craig, who is our design guy, join us. It's very you can come and go as you want. And what we've learned is that, as I'm sure you all know, right? I mean, it's very special and powerful to watch real users use real products in real context. And it actually captures people's attention to be in here. So that's how we break down the resistance. That's how we turn the skeptics into believers. It's just, come have this cool, safe experience where you felt like this fit into your workflow, that this was useful to you, where you could have you felt welcome, you didn't feel controlled by what the rules were or what you could do or anything like that. So that's how we break down the resistance. And from what the data we have, it's very, very effective. And that's also what we hear in our own research when our customers say that, this has transformed research culture and the whole team relationship to research. So that's my answer to that. Great. Our watch party is automatically recorded. Yes, everything is cloud recorded. Everything is there. So that's recorded. How would you typically disclose to the participant that the session is being watched? Yeah, so this is, we do a thing in the participant onboarding where we just say, this will be recorded, right? So there's no there's no staying silent on that. It's we're very clear so that they know that in their onboarding. But we also recommend, it's just great ethical research practice, I think, for the moderator to say, this is being recorded. I have some people that are going to watch this. Some of them are going to be in this room right now. I'm going to be taking notes, so just talk it out. Cool. So I haven't forgotten about you, Dan. I'll get there. So now you've seen I think, this stuff, and you can try it out with your team also. We have a free trial. It's you can do 5 of these, and it's you'll get hooked pretty quickly. So that's it. Now the watch party doesn't stop just because the participant has gone. So thank you, Shali. This was amazing. Thanks for auto moderating while I was talking about this. Bye bye, the team. I'm gonna end the session now. Blah, blah, blah. I end the session. And yes, you see now, oh, thank you, Lookback, this was great. So now you see everything is available here. Nothing really changed. You can keep collaborating here as much as you want. And this thing came up. So discuss the session in the Go team. So this is something that we learned. Shout out to Roy at Zapier for convincing me of this. It's a real hassle to just have to find another tool, even if you have a lot of tools to continue the conversation. People will drop off along the way and you'll lose momentum. So you continue the discussion here in GoTeam. So GoTeam is this free super safe thing that runs on Lookback infrastructure. So you just continue your conversation here. It has a bunch of cool emojis and stuff that you can do. I don't know, sometimes you just need to debrief. Sometimes you're excited, sometimes you're depressed, whatever. It's great to debrief after. So you can do that here. People can join as much as they want using that link, and then you keep collaborating there. Awesome. Once I've done all my research here, then all of this stuff, I can keep going. I can create all of these highlights you see down on the timeline here. These are little clips that I can send to my dashboard to put in a highlight reel. I can copy links to these things. I can, of course, export all of this stuff, create public links to it, decide what I want to export. I can transcribe it. Of course, this is going to be automatically done shortly. Right now, you actually have to activate it. It's going to transcribe the session. All of this stuff is timestamped, and you can export that, of course, all the way down to CSV if you want. What's cool about CSV exports is that you get these very detailed things of everything that happened, when it happened, who said what, etc. and you get all of these little in-context links that lead exactly to that moment. So you just drop that in Slack, Jira, whatever, and you open it in a browser, and off you go into that exact moment where you wanted to be. That's that. I'm going to, so there was another question here now. If the party, yes, it is available, exactly. Thank you, anonymous attendee. So all of this is available after, and you can just, as you saw, it was a pretty smooth transition. You can just keep working here. Everything is personal. You have all of these filters available, and you can export this, of course. But what's also cool is all of this is now immediately available as soon as you've actually, even before the session is done. All of these notes are also now available in our search engine. So this is kind of a mini repository thing. I go to my Lookback search, I say discover, and you see this was now from this one. No, this was an old one. Let's do like shoes or something like that. I search my Lookback for everything, for something like this, and it searches through every single thing that you have access to in your Lookback platform. So you saw it was very fast. You get all of these links. Some are highlights, some are transcriptions. I can click to that. I go immediately to that feed. I land in context exactly where I want it to be, and I can start collaborating on that. So that's a great way to kind of keep the party going once you're done. Got another question here. Yes, this is available on all the devices. We are totally, you can do any kind of qualitative research on any kind of device. So that's available everywhere. And now for Dan and in person. So I'll show you quickly, we still have some time here. I'll show you quickly what kind of research you can do. So if you do a new round of research, we have some unmoderated stuff and some moderated stuff. You can do more like user interview style. You can do more usability style. You can do kind of open-ended self-tests, we call them, where it's like unmoderated. You can do step-by-step tasks and everything. And all of these things are broadcasted live immediately to the player. So even if you don't have a moderator, the same thing is going to happen. You can still have a watch party for unmoderated research as it is happening. So that's pretty awesome too. We have an in-person mode also that you can just use. So if you're on your own kind of computer or device or whatever. Oh, right. Okay, so this one was in a beta for my, I'll just do a quick new round here. I'll do this. Oops, I'll move this. Next. This is not available in extension free yet, but I'll set up a project here real quick. And I'm in here, and if I start an in-person now, you can see I can just start it immediately from my computer or from a mobile device. And this will then broadcast to, I'll show you, this might be too many cameras doing stuff here, but we'll see. This is now also broadcast immediately to the Lookback dashboard. You'll see it will appear here. Here we go. That's the, I'm gonna close this down here. And I can join. And of course, now I can't moderate this remotely because it's already remote, but this, you can have a watch party link now as well. So watch party on in-person going. And it's the same thing there. So that's how you do it, Dan. Cool. See if we got any more of these. Something in the chat. What's the difference between live share with asking users to come to a Zoom or Google Meet and share their screen? Right. So, well, I mean, you can use Google and Zoom and upload that to Lookback if you want, but the live share is just a way to do it in Lookback. It has all of these benefits that we've gone through here with basically a kind of a hidden field here, and no kind of robots recording anything, nothing like that. And you have a specific participant experience where they won't see stuff, and a specific moderator experience, etc., and stuff like that. So that's really the benefit. And then it's also easily available directly in your repository right away. So you don't have to kind of export it and upload it somewhere else or do anything like that. It's all in the Lookback platform. Cool. So I think that kind of covers how to set up and run watch parties in 30 minutes with Lookback. And so many things open now. I can take some more questions now if anyone has any follow-up here. We can talk about the product in general and kind of stuff like that if you want. Cool. Seems like we don't have any more questions. So great. Well, that's the formal. Oh, there's something. Mm-hmm. How do you recruit participants? Yes, great. So with Lookback, you have this. You can kind of use whatever you want to recruit participants, but you can't. We don't have a panel in Lookback, so you get these participate links, and you paste them in whatever tool you're using. Shout out to User Interviews, one of our great partners, also co-sponsoring this conference. Basically, we take care of everything on the back end together with them, so that when you use us in combination with one of these tools, we keep track of which participant did what, so you don't have to kind of flip between platforms to see that. But you can use whatever you want, but we don't recruit them for it. Okay, cool. So let's say you test one product using a different methods. Will they all pop up in the same place? Well, that's another awesome question. Thanks for helping me out with this presentation, all the great question askers. So you can have as many projects as you want in Lookback, and we think about projects as something that kind of keeps all of your research about something in one place, right? So if I have this project, you can see that I can do mixed method research here. So I create a new round, and a new round will have different methods. You know, perhaps I do some user interview discovery stuff first, and then I go into moderated usability, and perhaps then I run like a huge unmoderated usability study or something like that. Now these are all going to show up in your project like this. So this was one live share round that I did. This was another one. Here are some highlight reels that I created with all the things that I found in those rounds that I've shared out or something. Here's like an unmoderated task round that I created. Now, normally this is a demo org, but normally you would have more kind of research in each of these. So it all shows up in the same place, and you can easily kind of make highlight reels across all of those things. Great. So I see that there's some chat stuff here. Can we see the repository again? Yes, you can, Rachel. Perfect. Here we go. So you go to so everything is of course here, and you can kind of go in and look at it, and you can find all of your stuff. But the way to really do it fast is with this stuff. So I'll just move this around. So Lookback search. So this will search across anything that you have recorded, any note you've taken, any project description, any transcript, anything that the participant has said. And you just go for like bug, bang. And you see how fast that was, super fast. Here's everything, like really every single time that the word bug comes up. You can filter this down. Let's say I'm only interested in times when the participant said this. So I'm not interested in times where this was a teammate that said this, for example, right? So, here I have some things, bug, kind of wrote up a bug report. And all of these are like, either I can just copy the link. If I copy the link and I put it in Slack or something, you have this moment right here available. People land in context, exactly where you had this moment. It loads up. You can keep just like working on that now and create highlight reels and whatever you want. So that's the way that the repository works. You can also just click these. You can go to the project the round they were in, the project and everything. So this is like a super powerful way to just like find everything basically that you've done. Cool. Let's see if there was some other chat stuff.